Think about this, every single one of us is walking around with incredible potential inside, but most people will go through life only using a fraction of it. They'll follow routine, stick to what's comfortable, and settle for the life they think is good enough. But is that what you want? Because if you're here, I'm guessing it's not. I'm guessing you want more. I'm guessing you want to break free of the limitations you've been living under and see just how powerful you can truly become. The truth is, your potential is limitless. It's not something waiting to be discovered, it's something waiting to be unleashed. Too many people wait for the perfect time to start. They wait for the stars to align, for things to get easy, or for someone to come along and push them. But if you're waiting for a sign, this is it. The only thing you need is the decision to step up and take control, to stop letting fear, doubt, or hesitation dictate your life. Unleashing your full potential requires that you step into the unknown, and stepping into the unknown takes courage. It's easy to stay where you are, to keep doing the same thing you've always done. But growth happens outside your comfort zone. Real progress begins the moment you're willing to take risks, to feel uncomfortable, and to fail. That's right, failure isn't the end, it's part of the process. It's how you learn, how you adapt, and how you grow stronger. If you want to reach your full potential, you have to be willing to stumble, to fall, and to get back up again and again. And if you're serious about this, if you're truly ready to unlock all that you're capable of, you need to set higher standards for yourself. It's not enough to aim for average. It's not enough to be okay with mediocrity. People who achieve extraordinary things demand extraordinary effort from themselves. They set the bar high and they don't settle until they reach it. When you hold yourself to a higher standard, everything about you changes: your mindset, your habits, and your drive. It's a commitment to becoming the best version of yourself every single day, not just on the days that are easy, but especially on the days that are hard. Here's the reality: nobody else is going to do this for you. If you're waiting for someone to come along and push you, to motivate you, or to hold you accountable, you're giving away your power. Unleashing your full potential means taking responsibility for yourself, for your dreams, for your growth. It means showing up for yourself every day, even when it's tough, even when you're tired, and even when you don't feel like it. It's about developing a relentless work ethic, a resilience that won't allow you to give up. And when you take control of that power within you, amazing things start to happen. You'll begin to discover strengths you didn't know you had. You'll start to see that the obstacles you once thought were impossible to overcome are now stepping stones to the next level. Each challenge becomes an opportunity for growth. Each setback, a lesson in disguise. Let's talk about fear, the one thing most people avoid, deny, and try to bury. But here's the truth that almost no one wants to acknowledge: fear is the very thing that holds the key to your next level. Every time you feel fear, that's not a reason to retreat, it's an invitation to step forward. Fear isn't a signal to stop, it's a signal to lean in, to go deeper, to explore the parts of you that are yet untapped. Fear comes up whenever you start to stretch beyond what you've known. It's natural to feel it. It's your mind's way of trying to keep you safe, to keep you within familiar territory. But growth doesn't happen in the familiar, growth happens in the unknown. And that unknown, that uncertainty, is where fear lies. Every person who has achieved greatness, who has defied the odds, who has turned dreams into reality, they've all come face to face with fear. They didn't avoid it. They didn't make excuses. They embraced it because they knew that fear was the compass pointing them in the direction of their own potential. See, fear is like a mirror, showing us the areas we haven't yet conquered. It's showing us the parts of our lives that are still in shadow, where doubt, insecurity, or past experiences hold power. And every time we confront that fear, we chip away at those barriers. We get stronger, more resilient, more unstoppable. When you start to see fear for what it is: a tool for growth, a gateway to success, it loses its grip on you. It no longer paralyzes you. Instead, it drives you, pushes you, fuels you. And here's the thing: fear will never disappear. It's not something you conquer once and for all. It shows up every time you set a new goal, every time you aim for something bigger than what you've achieved before. But rather than fearing that fear, welcome it. Recognize that it's there because you're stepping up, you're taking risks, you're doing things that matter. People who never feel fear are those who stay small, who stay in their comfort zones, who never push themselves to see what they're truly capable of. But you're here because you're ready to break past those limits. Imagine how different your life could be if you stopped letting fear make your decisions. Think of all the things you'd do, the experiences you'd have, the person you'd become. Fear wants to keep you the same, to keep you stuck in old patterns. But success demands that you break those patterns. Success demands that you step beyond what's comfortable, that you walk into the unknown, even if it scares you. Because every time you push through fear, you expand your capacity for greatness. You prove to yourself that you're stronger than your doubts, stronger than your past, stronger than your past, stronger than any obstacle standing in your way. Fear is there to test you, to see how badly you want what you say you want. Anyone can dream, but not everyone has the courage to chase those dreams. The path to success is not paved with certainty. It's paved with risks, with challenges, and yes, with fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of looking foolish. But each of those fears is a small price to pay for the life you know you're capable of. Each fear you face, each obstacle you overcome, becomes a victory that no one can take away from you. The most successful people don't have less fear, they simply refuse to let it hold them back. They feel the same hesitation, the same worry, the same what-ifs, but they do it anyway, because they understand that fear is temporary, but regret lasts a lifetime. Fear is a momentary discomfort, but the rewards of pushing past it, of choosing courage over comfort, are lasting and transformative. Resilience, the strength to keep going when everything around you is telling you to quit. It's the quality that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who fall short. Most people think resilience is just about enduring hardship, about toughing it out. But resilience is so much more than that. It's a skill, a mindset, a way of life. Resilience is what allows you to turn obstacles into opportunities, to transform setbacks into stepping stones, to keep moving forward no matter how many times life tries to knock you down. Resilience doesn't mean you won't experience pain, frustration, or disappointment. In fact, it's quite the opposite. To be resilient, you have to be willing to feel all those things. You have to be willing to face failure, to confront fear, to experience loss. But here's the key: resilient people don't let those emotions control them. They feel the weight of the setbacks, but they don't allow it to paralyze them. Instead, they use it as fuel, as a reminder of their strength, as evidence that they can handle whatever life throws their way. The art of resilience starts with a mindset. It begins with the belief that no matter what happens, you will find a way through. This is not a mindset that's handed to you. It's one you build, one you cultivate every single day. Every time you choose to keep going when things get hard, every time you decide to try again after a setback, every time you refuse to quit even when the path seems impossible, you're strengthening that resilience muscle. You're proving to yourself that you have what it takes to endure, to adapt, to overcome. Life is unpredictable. It's filled with unexpected twists, challenges, and losses that you can't control. But resilience gives you the power to choose how you respond to those challenges. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, resilient people see them as tests, as chances to grow, as opportunities to build character. They don't ask, why me? They ask, what can I learn from this? Or how can I use this to make myself better? It's that shift in perspective that transforms hardships into growth. Resilience isn't about ignoring pain or pretending that things are easier than they are. It's about acknowledging the difficulty, facing it head on, and refusing to let it break you. It's about understanding that every storm will pass, and while you may not be able to control the storm, you can control how you weather it. Resilience is what allows you to keep your head high even in the face of defeat. It's what keeps you grounded, what gives you hope, what reminds you that you are stronger than any setback, more powerful than any problem, more capable than any challenge. The art of resilience also means being willing to adapt. Life won't always go according to plan. Sometimes you'll have to change course, to take a new path, to adjust your goals. Resilient people understand this. They don't cling to one vision of success. They stay flexible, open to new possibilities, ready to pivot when needed. They understand that resilience isn't about stubbornly sticking to a path that's no longer working. It's about staying committed to your journey, even if that journey takes you in a direction you didn't anticipate. And resilience is built on hope. Not blind optimism, but a deep-seated belief that better days are ahead. Resilient people hold on to that hope even in the darkest of times. They know that every struggle is temporary, that every low point is just a moment in time. They keep moving forward, not because they're certain of the outcome, but because they believe in their own strength. They know that as long as they keep going, they're growing, they're learning, they're getting closer to becoming the person they're meant to be. The art of resilience is about progress, not perfection. It's about giving yourself permission to fall, knowing you have the strength to rise again. It's about recognizing that every time you get back up, you're becoming stronger, wiser, more prepared for the challenges ahead. It's about building a legacy of strength, a life defined not by how many times you were knocked down, but by how many times you chose to rise. Purpose. It's a word we hear often, but how many people actually live by it? How many people wake up each day knowing exactly why they're here, feeling driven by something bigger than themselves? For too many, life becomes a series of routines, a checklist of tasks, a pursuit of things that seem important on the surface. But without purpose, even the most impressive accomplishments can feel empty. Purpose is what gives your life depth. It's what brings meaning to everything you do, what fuels your passion, and what keeps you going when times get tough. Living a life of purpose means understanding that you are here for a reason, that there is something unique and powerful inside you that only you can bring to the world. It's not just about achieving goals or reaching milestones. Purpose goes beyond individual achievements. It's a calling, a mission, a fire that burns inside you, urging you to make a difference, to contribute something meaningful, to leave a mark that goes beyond your own lifetime. A life of purpose is not about taking, it's about giving. It's about being of service, about recognizing that there's more to life than personal gain. Finding your purpose isn't always a straightforward journey. Sometimes it requires you to go through challenges, to face hardships, to ask tough questions, and to be willing to explore the parts of yourself that you might have been avoiding. Purpose isn't something you find on a shelf or in a book. It's something you uncover within yourself, through self-reflection, through trial and error, through moments of clarity that often come when you least expect them. It takes patience, it takes courage, and it takes honesty. To live a life of purpose, you must be willing to look within, to connect with what truly matters to you, not to your parents, not to society, but to you. And when you discover your purpose, it changes everything. It changes the way you see the world, the way you make decisions, the way you spend your time. When you're living with purpose, you're no longer just going through the motions. Every action, every choice, every step forward becomes infused with meaning. You're no longer just working for a paycheck, but for a greater vision. You're no longer just moving through life for yourself, but for the impact you can have on others, for the legacy you can leave, for the positive change you can create. Purpose transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary experiences. It's what makes you feel alive. Living with purpose doesn't mean life will suddenly become easy. In fact, purpose often comes with its own challenges. It will ask more of you, demand more from you, and push you to grow in ways you may not have expected. A life of purpose requires resilience, because when you're committed to something bigger than yourself, you're going to face obstacles. You're going to have moments of doubt, times when you feel like giving up. But that's the beauty of purpose. It gives you the strength to persevere, the courage to keep going, the motivation to rise above any challenge. When you're driven by purpose, setbacks become stepping stones, and obstacles become opportunities to grow stronger, wiser, more capable. Purpose is also what keeps you grounded. In a world that constantly tries to pull you in 100 different directions, purpose serves as your anchor. It's what helps you stay true to yourself, to your values, to your vision. When you're living with purpose, you're less swayed by external opinions, by fleeting trends, by the pressures of others. You have a sense of clarity, a sense of direction that doesn't depend on anyone else. You know who you are, what you stand for, and where you're going. You're not living to impress others, you're living to fulfill the calling that's uniquely yours. Purpose is what connects you to others. When you're living with purpose, you're naturally drawn to like-minded people, to those who share your values, your vision, your passion. You create connections that are deep, meaningful, and lasting. You're able to inspire others, to uplift them, to encourage them to find their own purpose. Living a life of purpose doesn't just change your life, it creates a ripple effect, impacting everyone around you. It's a gift that keeps on giving, a force that has the power to transform not only your world, but the world at large. Living a life of purpose requires courage. It's not always the easy path. It often means going against the grain, challenging the status quo, taking risks that others might avoid. Purpose-driven people aren't afraid to stand out, to stand up for what they believe in, to pursue a path that might look different from what others expect. They know that true fulfillment doesn't come from fitting in or playing it safe. It comes from living authentically, from being true to who they are, from following the calling that's been placed on their heart. To live a life of purpose is to live a life that is true, a life that is rich in meaning, a life that is constantly evolving, growing, and expanding. It's a journey, not a destination. It's about becoming the person you were meant to be and helping others to do the same. When you live with purpose, you live with passion, with conviction, with a fire that cannot be extinguished. You wake up each day excited to make a difference, to contribute, to serve. And in that pursuit, you find a sense of fulfillment, a sense of joy, a sense of peace that goes beyond anything the world can offer. Self-discipline is the foundation of every achievement, the fuel behind every dream, the one trait that separates those who only wish for success from those who achieve it. Self-discipline isn't glamorous. It's not something that gets celebrated or praised, but it's the quiet, consistent force that drives you forward, that pushes you to show up every day, to keep going even when motivation fades, even when distractions tempt you, even when giving up seems easier. The power of self-discipline lies in its ability to transform you. It builds resilience, strengthens character, and forges a mindset that is unshakable. Self-discipline is what allows you to master your impulses, to make decisions that align with your long-term goals instead of giving in to momentary pleasures. It's the habit of doing what you need to do, not just when you feel like it, but especially when you don't. People often talk about motivation, but motivation is temporary. Self-discipline is what carries you through when motivation fades. It's what turns desire into action, dreams into reality, potential into power. Developing self-discipline isn't easy. It requires sacrifice. It means saying no to the things that might bring temporary satisfaction so you can say yes to the things that lead to long-term fulfillment. It's waking up early to get to work on your goals while others are still asleep. It's sticking to your plans even when others are relaxing. It's prioritizing what truly matters, even when it's uncomfortable, inconvenient, or challenging. Self-discipline is about consistency, showing up again and again, day after day, no matter what. It's the ultimate form of self-respect because it's you proving to yourself that you're worth the effort, that your goals are worth the commitment. And self-discipline isn't just about what you do, it's about what you don't do. It's about resisting the pull of distractions, limiting the time spent on unproductive habits, and avoiding the instant gratifications that can derail your progress. In a world filled with distractions, social media, constant notifications, endless entertainment, self-discipline is more important than ever. It's the ability to focus on what matters, to shut out the noise, and to keep your eyes on the prize. Self-discipline gives you control over your life. It puts you in the driver's seat, allowing you to steer yourself toward your goals instead of being swayed by every distraction, every urge, every fleeting desire. When you develop self-discipline, you gain a sense of power, a sense of control over your destiny. You realize that you don't have to be a slave to your impulses, to your emotions, to the opinions of others. You can choose your actions, and in doing so, you choose your future. This power isn't given to you, it's earned. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, growth over comfort, progress over procrastination, you're building that power. You're proving to yourself that you are capable, that you are strong, that you have what it takes to achieve greatness. Self-discipline also shapes your character. It teaches you patience because success doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, persistence, and unwavering dedication. Discipline is what allows you to put in the hours to do the work, to make sacrifices even when the rewards seem distant. It teaches you to value progress over perfection, to see the journey as part of the reward, to embrace the process of growth rather than just focusing on the destination. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Each disciplined action, no matter how minor, is a step closer to your dreams. And self-discipline isn't just about work or achieving goals, it's about creating a life that is balanced and meaningful. It's about taking care of your body, your mind, your relationships. It's about making choices that align with your values, that support your well-being, that contribute to a life of fulfillment. Self-discipline is what allows you to exercise, to eat well, to get enough rest, to nurture your relationships. It's the foundation of a healthy, happy, and successful life because it ensures that you're not only achieving outward success, but also cultivating inner peace, satisfaction, and harmony. The power of self-discipline extends into every area of your life. It improves your relationships because you're able to control your reactions, to communicate effectively, to show up consistently for the people you care about. It enhances your productivity because you can focus, prioritize, and complete tasks without constantly getting sidetracked. It sharpens your mind because it requires mental strength, clarity, and the ability to push through challenges. The discipline you build in one area of your life spills over into others, creating a ripple effect that transforms you from the inside out. Self-discipline is freedom. It may sound contradictory, but the more disciplined you are, the freer you become. When you master self-discipline, you free yourself from the chains of procrastination, from the weight of regret, from the feeling of being controlled by things outside of yourself. You gain the freedom to create the life you want, to pursue your passions, to achieve your dreams. You become the master of your time, your energy, your focus, and ultimately your destiny. Mastering self-discipline means understanding that the small daily actions add up to big results. It's not always the grand gestures or the dramatic changes, it's the quiet, steady commitment to growth, the daily choice to stay on track, to keep moving forward, to never give up. Self-discipline is what separates those who merely dream from those who do. It's the bridge between goals and achievement, between intentions and reality. It's the force that drives you to keep pushing, to keep striving, to keep growing, and to ultimately become the person you're meant to be. Excellence isn't just a goal, it's a way of life. It's a standard that you set for yourself, a mindset that guides every decision, every action, every moment. Committing to excellence means making a promise to yourself to always strive for the best, to never settle for mediocrity, to refuse to cut corners. It's about consistently giving your all, not because someone else is watching, but because you demand that level of dedication and effort from yourself. Excellence is not a destination you reach, it's a lifelong pursuit, a constant commitment to growth, to improvement, to mastery. To commit to excellence, you must first understand that it's not about perfection. Excellence is about progress, about continuous improvement, about doing your best and then finding ways to become even better. Excellence doesn't mean you won't make mistakes, it means you'll learn from those mistakes. It's about taking responsibility, holding yourself accountable, and setting a high standard in everything you do. When you commit to excellence, you're not just doing the bare minimum. You're going above and beyond, pushing yourself to new heights, setting an example for others, and raising the bar in all aspects of your life. Committing to excellence requires discipline. It's about consistently showing up, putting in the work, and refusing to take shortcuts. Excellence is built in the details and the extra effort you put in the small tasks you don't overlook, and the precision with which you execute. It's about taking pride in everything you do, no matter how big or small. Every task, every project, every conversation becomes an opportunity to demonstrate excellence, to show that you care, that you're invested, that you're here to make a difference. Discipline is what ensures that you bring that level of excellence day after day, no matter the circumstances. Excellence also requires resilience. It means sticking to your high standards, even when it's difficult, even when others aren't, even when it would be easier to let things slide. When you commit to excellence, you're choosing the path of resilience, of persistence, of unwavering dedication. You understand that challenges are a part of the journey, that setbacks are opportunities to grow, that failure is not the end but a stepping stone toward mastery. Resilient people don't let temporary obstacles distract them from their commitment to excellence. They adapt, they adjust, and they come back stronger. Committing to excellence demands a willingness to learn. Excellence is a journey, not a final destination. It requires humility, an openness to feedback, and a constant hunger for growth. When you commit to excellence, you're committed to learning, to evolving, to expanding your skills, knowledge, and perspective. You understand that there's always more to learn, always room for improvement, always ways to refine and elevate your approach. Excellence isn't stagnant, it's dynamic, alive, and ever evolving. It's about being a lifelong student, about embracing new ideas, new strategies, new ways of thinking that help you to become better than you were yesterday. And excellence is contagious. When you commit to excellence, you inspire others to do the same. People notice when you bring a high level of dedication, when you hold yourself to high standards, when you approach every task with focus and purpose. You become a role model, a leader, a source of inspiration. Excellence attracts excellence, and when you consistently commit to it, you naturally surround yourself with others who share that same dedication, who are also striving for greatness, who are also unwilling to settle. Together, you create a culture of excellence that uplifts, motivates, and propels everyone toward higher levels of achievement. To commit to excellence is to set a standard for yourself and for your life that reflects your values, your goals, and your potential. It's about being intentional in everything you do, understanding that each action, each decision, each moment is an opportunity to reinforce that commitment. Excellence isn't something you turn on and off. It's a habit, a practice, a way of being. It's woven into every part of your life, from your work to your relationships, from your health to your personal growth. When you commit to excellence, you're choosing to live a life of purpose, a life of integrity, a life that is true to who you are and what you stand for. Excellence demands focus. It requires the ability to prioritize, to say no to distractions, to stay committed to your goals, even when it's hard. When you're focused on excellence, you're not swayed by temporary pleasures, by fleeting distractions, by the opinions of others. You know what you're working toward, and you're willing to make the sacrifices necessary to achieve it. Excellence is not for the faint of heart, it's for those who are willing to put in the effort, to stay disciplined, to keep pushing forward no matter the obstacles. Committing to excellence also means being willing to do the hard work that others avoid. It's about taking ownership, not waiting for someone else to step up, not making excuses, but showing up fully, giving your best, and taking responsibility for the results. People who are committed to excellence don't wait for the perfect moment, the perfect circumstances, or the perfect opportunities. They create them. They make the most of every situation. They find a way. They make things happen. This mindset sets them apart because they're not limited by what's convenient or easy. They're driven by a commitment to their own standards. To live a life of excellence is to live with intention, with passion, with a clear sense of purpose. It's about understanding that your actions matter, that your efforts are meaningful, that your work is a reflection of who you are. Excellence is a form of respect for yourself, for your abilities, for the gifts you've been given, for the people you serve. When you commit to excellence, you're choosing to live a life that is fulfilling, that is impactful, that is true to your potential. Excellence isn't something you achieve and then check off a list. It's a constant process, an ongoing journey, a daily choice. It's not about being perfect, it's about striving to be the best version of yourself. It's about showing up day in and day out with a dedication to improvement, a commitment to growth, a focus on becoming better in all areas of life. Excellence is what sets you apart, what makes you stand out, what allows you to create a life that is not just successful but significant.